Sanbanan Chumelang, Molweni, Abusheni di Bachironi, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, good day, goeiedag. How are my name is Winston, and welcome back to my channel, Bushies Vatburu. On this channel, we discuss everything relating to small-scale farming and those small projects that you can do yourself, save on some money, and enjoy the fruit of your labor. And in today's video, we are planting ginger for the third time. So yes, you heard me correctly. I planted ginger twice. It did not work. Let me show you what I've done. So the second time I planted ginger, I planted it in this pot over here. And this is what the ginger looks like right now. It actually rot completely. And the thing is, I planted this, apparently, I planted this too deep. So this is what this one looks like. The first one I will explain right now, because the first one, what happened is when you start off ginger, you have to soak it in water. So one of the videos said that if you soak it in water, it will start growing sprouts. I soaked it in water, and what it did was it actually completely rot in the water. So yeah, it just died off in water. So that did not work. So today we're gonna start ginger again. When you want to start ginger, you have to buy ginger that has eyes like these. So similar to the potatoes, let me close that. You'll see that there's an eye right over there where the plant will start coming from. I think this one also over here, it looks like it's something where the plant will come out of. And then over here, of course, let me just take my hand and put it there somewhere here. There you go. That looks like an eye where the ginger will come from. So I'm going to put this in water. The second one I have, there's an eye over here. There's one, there's two, and okay, 1 2 3, and I think this one over here, there inside, is also an eye where ginger might just come through. So I'm gonna soak it in water overnight, leave it overnight only. Tomorrow we will be planting this. While I'm here, let me give you an update on my planter. You guys remember this planter that I sealed with oil? By the way, the oil smell is gone, and we already have some things growing here. So here we have a tomato plant. I have two pepper plants over here. I don't know what this is. I actually want to leave this to see what it is. It's been growing. I took out a lot of them, so but I left this one. There's a pepper plant that's busy dying. There's another pepper plant. There's pepper also. There was a tomato plant over here somewhere. I guess it's dead. So here we have tomato. We have Portuguese cabbage. We have, I don't know what this name is. It looks like an onion, but it's not an onion. It's formed differently. There we have beetroot. There we have tomato. So basically what I did was I planted Portuguese cabbage in a row, and then in the middle I have beans. So one did not sprout, so I put another seed in there. Yeah, over here as you can see, there's another bean coming out. It did not sprout, so I put another one. Yeah, actually yes, it is coming out. So I actually planted another seed. This one I can take out. This is not beans, this is wheat. So there is definitely one coming out, and this is the second one coming out. So then it should be cabbage bean, and here's a tomato plant that started growing there that I don't know how. Then we have this, I don't know what this is. I'll take a picture and I'll show you on the screen. Then we have pepper. I'm not sure what I planted in between here, but it's not growing. Here we have beetroot. It's supposed to be beetroot, tomato, beetroot, beetroot, tomato. Obviously there's nothing, but there's a beetroot growing right next to it, and here's beetroot over here that I must thin down. There is some cabbage starting. There is some cabbage, beetroot, not cabbage, lettuce. Sorry, lettuce there, small one. Supposed to be lettuce here, beetroot, Then lettuce, this one is nice and big. This is a tomato plant that's growing nicely. This is some beetroot. This is some lettuce that I must clean up here. There's some weed growing in here. Obviously I'm not mulching enough. And then we have some lettuce, beetroot. Here we have normal cabbage, and another tomato plant that got in here. I can't remember what I planted in between here, but this is normal cabbage over here. So there's a lot going here. There's a few other things I planted. It seems to not germinate, but I'm trying to mulch it also. And this flowers that you see falling off, this is actually this tree. In the springtime it throws, in the winter it throws off this, in the springtime it throws off these little flowers over here. So that's what you see right over here, all this white that you see here, yeah, it comes from this tree over here. And then you will also remember this plant over here that I also sealed with the two products. This is how it looks like right now, still the same. So here I have some tomato plants here that I need to clean up because there's weed and grass growing in between. I planted some okra there. I cannot remember what I planted there because this thing does not grow and I forgot to mark it to see what's growing. So there's a lot of different things happening over here. In this one we still have some strawberries. This strawberry plant died for some reason, I don't know why. Here we still have the garlic growing. We still have strawberry plant over here. Here we have a pepper plant growing. The strawberry plant that was here, the small one, died off completely. I need to clean up here. This one also died. The strawberry plants that were here died, so what I did was I planted some beetroot in here. I want to see how the beetroot fares. There's nothing, so I think I'm going to plant something else in there. So my plant is actually doing nice, well. So yeah, and that's the update. Okay, so it is the next day. The ginger has been sitting in this water overnight, and now we are going to transplant it. So we're going to take one of them. I think I want to take the smaller one like this. I take this one and I'm gonna put it into the very same container that I used the last time. I loosened the soil. So, and now the first time, let me just go back to this water. The first time I planted it, I used the water in water, or I soaked it in water. The instruction was leave it in water. The roots will start to grow, but it actually did not work. It rotted in the water. I'm gonna do a mythbuster video in that with regards to that in another video. So the purpose of soaking it in water is just to get rid of all the chemicals, if there was any chemicals sprayed onto that, and then just to loosen up the ginger so it can start sprouting. The second time I planted it, I soaked it and I planted it, but I planted it too deep. So the instruction is to just barely cover it with soil. Let's just do that. Barely cover it with soil and let it sit there. So we had good rain, and I'm not going to water. The soil is still wet, so I'm going to leave that and I will water it as we go along, and the moment it starts sprouting I will show you the update of that. But while we are here, remember we planted tulips, and we planted one here. It hasn't come up as yet. We planted 4 in this tub over here, and already you can see 1 2 3 coming up. We're still missing one over there, so let's see how that also goes. So the second one here I'm gonna plant it right over here in this bath, and I'm also gonna just barely cover it with soil. And then let's see, this bath over here, let's just make sure it is covered. Barely covered like that. I actually want to put the mulch on, but I'm just scared. I'll leave it over there just for the sun to bake, so I'm gonna leave that over there. This bath is by my veggie garden, and it will be watered by this sprinkler over here. So let's do this and I'll come back and I'll show you an update, or give you an update, once this ginger starts sprouting. Right, so it's 4 weeks later And as you can see, our ginger is like giving me two stems over here. It's 1 and 2. Let's just maybe just dig in there. See, okay, there the ginger is. There's the other part. So it's growing right from there. You go, there's like a root growing over there. So it's definitely working this time. That's how this is. And then let me go check. Okay, so I think it's yeah, so there it's growing. I don't know what's happening right away. Oh, it's growing out like this. I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay, so let's leave this and see what the other one does. This one that I planted close to home is actually doing nothing at all. You can still see the ginger over here, but there's no roots or other. Oh no, here. I think this is it. I think this. I don't know if I must just dig it out. Yep, there you go. There's something coming up. So this, it looks promising. So this is where the ginger is. I think there's another one coming up this side over here. Yep, there's another sprout over there. So it's actually doing something. So yeah, you have to. I'm just gonna put this mulch back over here. I think I must just add some compost. Just add another thin layer of compost and then just put the mulch where it's supposed to be. And yeah, so it's actually growing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it another so I'm gonna give it another week, and I'll give you an update in terms of what happened after a week. So it's a week later, and excuse me, my hay fever is killing me. I just finished cut the grass. So there's like 4 plants over here. There's one, or not 4 plants, 4 stems. There's like 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. So they are finally above the ground now. Let's take a look at the other one. And this is the second one, the one that I planted in the flower in my in the bath. And here you can see the 2 that is like making 2 big stems over here. It's only 2 stems on this one. This was the one that had 3, but only 2 of the stems shot up, and the other one had 4, which is growing the way it's supposed to, the way we anticipated. And what I did over here, I just gave it a layer of the bedding that the chickens use with the chicken poop. This is going to serve as compost and also as mulch. There is weed growing over here that I need to take out, and I'm hoping that the ginger, so the ginger is something that that grows is it vertical, horizontal, so it doesn't grow down. It grows, it doesn't grow down, it grows across. So I'm hoping that this one that I planted over here is gonna fill up this entire bed over here. So let's just let's see what happens. So the next update will obviously be closer to the time when I have to harvest. Please excuse my voice. I think hay fever is just killing me today. So it's a couple of months later, and the ginger plant is still growing. It's still green, so it's not yet ready to harvest. What I did do was I came to my garden. I'm actually very shy to show you this, but I am going to show you. This is what my veggie garden looks like: overgrown and very dirty. So I came in here with a brush cutter, and I cleaned and I cut through all of these weed that you see over here, and I even sliced some of the leaves, but it's still alive, and we're still gonna leave it and to grow even further before we start harvesting. However, this one that we planted in a pot close by here, you guys know this container that I made. I planted one over here. You can see that the plant is dying down. It's just dying down. So this is what the ginger plant does. It's my first time harvesting ginger right now, but this is the time to harvest ginger when you see the plant dying down like this. You can see there's still life in here, there's still green, but let's harvest this and see what we get. So what you want to do is you just grab it and Okay, it's breaking off. Right. So now we need to dig. Let me get my gloves. Okay, so I broke off this. I have my gloves and now I have my fork. So I'm just gonna come in from the side. So it's the same way as harvesting potatoes. You just want to come from the side and just lift it up and see what you get. So it's just ginger. Ginger. Okay, so let's put this one side. So this one doesn't even grow much. I'm hoping that the other one will give me a lot more. But let's just dig around here. Okay, so there's nothing much. This is all we got from this ginger plant, and can't even say this is a ginger I'm going to use because it doesn't look right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry it out. Not dry it out, but leave it in a cool and dry area to see what it looks like after it's cured. So we are here with ginger plant, and as you can see, the plant is dying off, and it is said that this is the first time that I'm growing ginger, right? So it is said that always bombing my videos, it wants attention. So he said that if your plant looks like this, then it's ready to harvest. So let me get my gloves on and see if we can harvest this ginger and how it looks like. Okay, I got my gloves on. What we're gonna do is let's just clear the mulch. Okay, this stem already broke off. I'm hoping that it's gonna look better than the other ginger. So let's just go and tuck. Yo, the plant is breaking off, so you can see how it's breaking off. I think let me just use this. Yeah, this ginger is embedded in there, but here you can see it's nice and fresh ginger. Let me get this plant out of the way. Let me get this mulch also out of the way. Let's see what we can get over here. Yeah, seems to be a lot of ginger in here. Let me get my, let me uncover this. Look at this. Yeah, this one is nice, impressive. Let me get my pitchfork. Just want to stick it in there and then lift it up. Now, when you dig up a root crop, it is said that you need to dig in from a little bit far and just lift it up, so you can see where the ginger is growing. You can see where I put my pitchfork. So all I'm gonna do right now is, it's difficult to use with one hand, so I'm just gonna go in there, and I just want to lift it. Just want to loosen it up from the bottom so it can lift up like that. And now that it is loose, okay, you can see, right? Okay, so I'm gonna get it loose. Okay, seems like we have a lot of ginger over here. So now I can come in here and I can take all of this. All of this is ginger. That is a stone. It is not ginger at all. But all of this is ginger. Okay, just dust that off. You can see how nice this ginger looks like. Okay, there's still new ones growing there, but with the cold, it is definitely not going to grow any further than that. Let's just see if we can't find anything else. Nope. That's it. That is it. There is nothing else growing over here. It's still wet because I gave it water yesterday still. And I thought to myself, nope, this thing is not going to get any greener. It's going to die off. And we are not going to get anything. So let me I'm gonna what needs to happen right now is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it, because of the soil that's being so wet, you cannot wash it right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in a dry, dark place, not in direct sunlight, so that the soil can dry off. And once the soil is dried off, I'll show you guys, because then you can easily get rid of the soil, and then I'll show you guys how the ginger looks like. I've got plans with this ginger. So it's a day later and I completely forgot about the ginger in the garage. I got busy. The soil is still wet. um, there's two more pieces over here. This I can rub off, but this is like a root crop. I did some research, further research, and you don't excuse me, you don't have to wash this off. You can really just sorry, you don't have to cure it. You can just wash it off and use it fresh. Here I have a bunch. This is the plant. When you harvest it, you can use the plant as closest to the, so obviously up until that part you can use while you're cooking to get the ginger flavor, but this thing is going to get dry, so I'm going to throw this in the compost. What I am going to do is I'm going to wash off the ginger. Close it. So I'm going to wash it off so we can separate them and see how it looks like. And like I say, of course you can eat it fresh. It's like a root. This is not a root crop like potatoes where you have to cure it, and onions that you have to cure still. This is like a carrot that you can just pull out from the ground. You wash it up and you eat it. So, and there you have it. Alright, so this is what we've harvested. Obviously, what you can see is this is the part that we actually planted, because this looks very old. This is the part that we planted. It made roots, and then it produced these two over here. And this is something that I broke off. I don't know where it broke off. Probably over here. I can see it broke off there, or in somewhere here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off and just snap it off like this. I want to use this to plant again, but it's winter, so I'll just use this. So stay tuned for another video where I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with this. Stop it. Alright, so that's the end of the video. This is our ginger crop that we have, that we've harvested for this year. Stay tuned for the video so I can show you what I'm going to do with this ginger. I'm actually excited to try this out myself. I bought this product in the shop before, but now I'm going to try and make it myself. So if you like my video, give me the thumbs up. If you don't, give me the thumbs down. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, if you are the professional that planted your own ginger before, let me know what you did. Let me know what I did wrong, and the tips that you have for me. But that's it from me for now. Until next time, keep well, stay safe, stay blessed. Away.